Alrighty, BoobTube's another one of Keeps Cleaves. So the election is coming up when it's still up for debate, but we know it's happening. It's in the pipeline. So I think the bookies are very rarely wrong. Labour's nailed on to win the election, whether they get a majority or not. But it's looking like they'll get a fairly large majority. But what I find interesting is, I know everybody's, and rightly so I suppose, obsessing over the coming election. The point I'm kind of trying to make is Labour is nailed on to get the next election. They're inheriting a shit show at a crazy time when the cost of living, aka wartime economy, is in place. So when Labour take power, get power, and deliver Sweet Fanny Adams, they've got no money to spend, they've got no economy to speak of, we've got wars left, right and centre, 1,001 fires to put out. Yeah, they're inheriting a shit show. What's next in the pipeline? Now, and what I mean in the sense is, like, who's next in line for power? People have lost absolute faith in the Conservatives. Will they regain any faith in the populi again? Labour, as I said, are inheriting a shit show. So what happens when they don't deliver Sweet Fanny Adams? People will start losing faith in them. And then you've got Reform there. Now, I know that looks like Labour's stomping into at least a small majority in Parliament after the election, if those figures stand up. But you don't need to do anything. It's worthwhile considering Reform and Conservatives as the one entity, if that makes sense. Like, Reform is basically, I would argue, it's more or less conservative, extreme conservatives. In fact, I think all their members are packed with ex-conservatives, where the Conservatives weren't right-wing enough for them. So, you've got 36%. Yesterday I seen numbers saying 37%. But hey, what's a percentage in a day? These figures are for you, Gov. So you've got still 43% left-wing Labour Party, even though the Labour Party is no longer left-wing. And you've got 36% on the right of politics. So it's not as clear-cut as it may seem. In a parliamentary sense, it is. Just with the way the party political system works. But in the sense of where the country's political pendulum is leaning, it's still very much, according to those figures, maybe not 50-50, but it's still very much in the same ballpark. They're not... It's not a massive gap between them. So, what's going to happen at the next general election? Who's going to get in? When I say when, it's just the way the politics in it, especially in this country. If it keeps going on like the status quo, when people start losing faith in Labour, the right wing of politics gets a wee bit more points, percentage points in their support. Will Reform consume the Conservatives, or will the Conservatives consume the Reform to make sure that they come out on top? Just thinking outside the box. Get it. Got it. Good. Who's going to win the next election? Think about it.
Clips, clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.